That's probably right.
You are the perfect Southerner that Big Food and Big Pharma wants.
That's probably right.
I mean, you because anything artificial flavor, you're in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If it's sweet.
Do you drink a lot of sweet tea?
No.
See, that does surprise me as bad as your diet is because, but I mean, you drink a ton of soft drinks. You don't?
I drink them when I'm up here.
Okay.
I drink Sprite. Actually, I think Sprite's just the one thing I drink, really. It's really Sprite and Gatorade. Okay. Which I know Gatorade's not any good, but vitamin water, Gatorade, that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've actually got healthy electrolyte packs over there if you want one.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it may shock your body.
See, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about with these vegetables.
I mean, it's got like vitamin C and potassium in it, and I don't even know if your body's okay with either one.
Dude, no. First, then that's
because as soon as somebody says artificial flavors, you're like a dog on a sock.
I'm in. Hit me up.
God, we may find another nickname for you to add on. I mean, it can't be artificial flavors, but we may find something in that vein.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can do some of that.
Okay.
Artificial flavor. I like it.
I'm getting hammered about being in the duck blind or deer stand.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on.
With a flash.
That's a good spot too, though. Yeah.
I'd like for you to be careful, but I understand that
yes
happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Those are your most flashable places, though, right?
I think there's plenty others, but Junction, I mean, people still take them out to tailgates. But now, I mean, you can just bring your cooler on campus. I mean, we've come a long way.
That's right.
From 1977. God help us, 1987. 97 still was pretty rough around the edges. Yeah. And now we're hitting our stride in the Sun Belt in the Southeast. Culinary and a little more refined. We don't want to be too refined, but a little more refined. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like you.
A little polish.
You'll eat escargot or soft shell crab.
A heartbeat.
Yeah. Wagyu.
Somebody cooks it for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll order your steak, not well done.
That's facts.
Okay. So we're getting there.
I almost.
And you've had fish other than fried cat, and I like fried catfish, by the way. Yeah. Golly, somebody got some around me at Martin's in Livingston the last time I was there, and it was one of those jealous orders. I was like, I'd already had my gumbo and kind of knew what direction I was going. I did tell you that Wendy and I split a catfish po' boy 2 weeks ago at Martin's in Livingston. It was delicious. No mayo. No mayo. Or tartar. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Tartar sauce?
I'm not doing tartar sauce. It's just the whole...
The premise of it, it's just all nasty.
Gosh, dog. But anyway, the catfish was flash fried, crispy, not soggy. It was good. It was on that wonderful, Gambino bread that they have. Man, and I had a cold beer. It was good. Good. All right, speaking of food, the show is brought to you by the amazing steaks at Kessler Prime and the Renaissance. KesslerPrime.com to make a reservation. Their homemade hot tamales are delicious. Good morning. Welcome into the show. We're ESPN 105.9 The Zone. TK says your reprimand for being 18 minutes late should be cauliflower and mayo.
That
would be incredible. But I still think we have to do English peas and mayo on the cameras. You're behind the bar, and for 30 seconds, you have to eat it.
What do you eat that with, a spoon or a fork?
I think either. Because of the thickness of the mayonnaise, you can go with a fork. You don't have to go with the spoon, but you can go with either.
This is terrible. Just thinking about that as a scoop, like scooping that up.
That'd be perfect for you. We'll let you wash it down with the Sprite.
Okay, all right.
All right, so we're doing this.
Okay.
English peas, which are god-awful. Right? English peas and mayo. This is going to be incredible. Jake Thompson on 3 Sports, Ole Miss Insider, 8:30. Oh, man. Jackson Meadows, a couple of false starts this morning, but he made it. He just made it in the second segment, late in the second segment. So he didn't totally no-show like Josh Allen and C.J. Stroud, but he was trending in that direction.
Never say never, but never.
We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
I mean, that's a joke to me.
Wow. How you doing there, champ?
I'm good. I didn't realize how many people I offended with the Flash deal.
Well, I like that you got the Flask community up in arms.
There's a community.
Okay. And one, hunting camps means flasks, obviously, according to our text line. Okay?
Yes.
And, something else as far as a reprimand for you, and you're listening Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Jackson Meadows got here at 7:18 this morning. Last time I checked, we start at 7 a.m., but I could be wrong. But anyway, another way, I love the English peas and mayonnaise on video would be epic. I think it'll get thousands of views because we'll do a quick 30-second hit.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. So even if you puke, we've got 2 garbage cans in here. It's all right.
Yeah.
But I also I was thinking about something else when I was looking at our awesome Golden Moon Casino text line, and that is, what if you there's not much, we don't have much time left, but what if you had to get up one morning and we set you all up in an awesome hunt camp and you had to get up at 4 a.m. to go duck hunt?
Oh, no.
That would, and we get but hold on. But we get some content and video of you going duck hunting, and because you don't you do a good job just to get here. You're not really a morning guy. For whatever reason, you still like to stay up late
10
for
years
some
later.
reason. Yeah. But you've been able to get here 98% of the time, which is good.
Pretty good.
All right. You're the guy in the band that is always late.
Right.
That's all right.
I felt personally attacked whenever y'all were talking about Jake Coker being late. I felt personally attacked.
Coker is so funny.
I can see that.
He's late to everything.
I could see it.
Y'all, for our listeners, I know y'all know Jake Coker played at Alabama. He is so funny. He is such a good guy, humble. His mother did such an amazing job raising him. He is not, he could be such an arrogant so-and-so.
Oh.
And he's not. And he won a national championship at Alabama and actually made plays.
Right.
And that guy is late to everything. Jackson Meadows can't get at it. Like yesterday, I asked him to do something right after the show. And I got back here from eating lunch from my presentation conference thing with Tito's and then eating lunch. I walked back in the studio at 12:50. He's still here.
Yeah, grounded, baby.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what you asked me to do.
I mean, 3 hours later, I'm not sure exactly what he did. I mean, he cut up a couple of videos, but other than that, not sure what happened.
I have no idea.
And then he told me he was going to go get a generator, and I told him that they would be gone. And he likes to be real hard-headed. So, one, he's pushing back on what kind of generator I'm trying to get, and I'm dealing with a guy who does it for a living. But Jackson has to let you know, he is over there wearing out the internet, wasting his time on what he believes needs to be done generator-wise.
What I know.
Right. You do have that tendency.
Yeah,
and then you're still here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then another 30 minutes later, you're like, all right, I'm going to go. Then you call me 30 minutes after that and go, there's no generators in town. And I'm like, no blank.
There were 6.
By the way, before he left, he told me time and time again, nobody will be run out. Nobody will be out of generators.
Ain't nobody out.
So quite frankly, everything he said yesterday was wrong. So, anyway.
Oh, dude, there were 6 in the whole metro area, and they were probably iffy. We don't know about them, but I'm gonna fix that other one.
Yeah, sure you are. That's never happening, ever. I love that you get bogged down on stuff like that. That will be the biggest waste of time for you Well, I don't know.
What is wasting time for me?
That's just you.
It's literally what I'm going to do.
So we ended the show at 10 a.m. I haul blank to meet the Tito's crew. I come back 3 hours later. You're still here. It's incredible.
I don't even remember what I was doing.
I know you don't. I
was looking for a Bandit jersey or something.
Right. Yeah. Whatever.
Key things. I was cutting video. That's what it was. You had to wait.
It's amazing that it took you 3 hours to cut that video.
Yeah, I don't know what I put it off for yesterday for something.
You probably went downstairs and talked to people and burned
at least 45 minutes.
Yeah, 25 to 30 minutes.
Minimum.
Okay.
Minimum.
All right.
Yeah, I'll probably do it again today.
Oh, I like this. War Eagle Rich says, Bo, you could bring back the Power Hour, which people loved, and make Jackson host it alone if he continues to be late. That means you would have to get here at 5:55 because the Power Hour starts at 6 a.m.
No, we'd be plugging that on in.
Okay.
We'd have to do that the day before.
Okay.
I forgot about the Power Hour.
Yeah, well, Blake and Jason were able to get the Power Hour on every day.
Yeah, they had access. Yeah, to certain things.
Oh, okay.
We don't have access.
That'll be the last time that I address it.
All right, I'm going to stop giving you a hard time.
Well, I just can't. I mean, the Power Hour.
Here's what we've come up with as far as the reprimand: mayonnaise and English peas on camera on our YouTube channel, Out of Bounds Sports, and you're good.
It's so good. That's so good.
I know.
It's hard. I mean, I can't have any rebuttal. It's just a really good one.
Yeah.
And I can't believe we haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Or had a blindfold tasting of some sort.
And would you ask Wes to pick up some donut holes?
Oh, yeah, I will.
And so that maybe you can eat those on camera later this morning. Remember the time we made you do it for 9 minutes? How stupid was you?
That was tough.
Me, definitely on me because I am the host, but me, you, and Blake for making you and that dude eat donuts for the whole freaking segment instead of capping it at 30 or 60 seconds.
Just give me a 60.
But the mayonnaise and English peas, we're going to cap it at 30 seconds.
Okay.
Or do you want to do less? You want to do 20 or 30?
I kind of want to go a little bit. Give me a little more.
Okay.
I mean, if it's going to be like that, we got to do it.
Do we have to buy Dukes? I think we do.
I think so, right?
I mean, with the amazing performance that Mississippi State had in the Dukes Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it would go right hand in hand with this, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't show up they didn't show up at all. At least I showed up. Well.
Yeah, you did. That's a good point.
I showed up.
Even though you were 18 minutes late, you showed up.
I was here.
They were there from the jump and never showed up in the bowl game.
We're still late.
Yeah. John Bond, Mr. Triple Option, Wishbone. Hey, Jackson, I will do the Power Hour. Haha, I'm old and up early. Me too. Brad says, I got y'all on the radio in Jackson. Commish can't eat big old bowls of sugary cereal at 1 a.m. for 1 month and has to eat fresh veggies and film on TikTok. Ooh, I love that.
All right, well, taking cereal out of my life that's not right.
I think that's what we should do.
That is not fair.
The penalty, so the penalty should be, I actually like this one better. You can't eat cereal for 2 weeks.
Oh, like at all, or are we talking about like late night?
No, at all.
Oh.
Or can we do late night?
Late night's a really good start. I actually should do that. I should stop eating like I did last night. Drilled a bowl last night.
What time?
I think it was about 1:30. Maybe 3:30. Who remembers?
What was it?
I woke up out of bed and was like, you know what? Boom, cereal.
Jake Thompson, Ole Miss Insider on 3 Sports. Rebs are rolling in the transfer portal. man, you got to love it.
You gonna show me the money.
All right, we're going to have Jake Thompson on 3 Sports. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Y'all are awesome. And y'all are really funny on the Golden Moon Casino text line this morning as far as what penalty or reprimand Jackson Meadows will have to do for being 18 minutes late this morning. And we got to start in the second segment, which was awesome. But we have, I think we've locked into something that he can do that's easy. And so for our listeners, Jay Meadows had a little bit of a false start this morning. He has to drive from Meadowbrook up to Madison, and he was 18 minutes late. That's okay. We're on the air. We're having a good show. But we asked our listeners what should be the reprimand for Jay Meadows. I mean, double down, straight funk, ice cream drinks, whichever nickname you like the best. We may have to find one that's built around artificial flavors too, since everything he eats is artificial flavors. But I think the one thing that we all agree on that's easy that we can do in studio and we can roll the cameras, which we are right now on YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, is the reprimand for being late. He can eat English peas and mayonnaise. I mean, combo in a bowl for 30 seconds on the air. And we're even going to let him chase it with a Sprite. So I think that's being probably overly kind. I don't think like a Donald Trump would sign off on that, or a Nick Saban or a Kurt Signetti. I mean, you would never be late for Kurt Signetti, but you're late.
You'd be surprised.
What do you think Kurt Signetti would do if you were late?
See, it's just one of them deals. Because I'd go out there and I'd win. So then what do you do? It's like the Jake Coker effect. As long as you win, you can be late, right?
God. Oh, man. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by Mills Contracting in Gluckstadt. If you've got a commercial job, assisted living facilities, strip malls, you name it, commercial building, Mills Contracting, Matt Mills and the team, 35 years of general contracting experience. Mills Contracting in Gluckstadt. Call them today. They've been renovating state parks all around the state of Mississippi. Super cool community center in Starkville, assisted living facilities, all powered by Mills Contracting, Matt Mills and the team in Gluckstadt. Good morning. Welcome in. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We welcome in Ole Miss insider Jake Thompson on 3 Sports, and he joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Jake, do you like English peas and mayonnaise combined together?
No, I can't say that I do. I like them separately. I really enjoy English peas, but I cannot say I've ever had them together.
Okay.
In anything.
All right. Were you mad at Lane Kiffin when he finally made the decision to leave Ole Miss and go to LSU?
No, I mean, I understand why people would be mad. I had him pegged, way back when they hired him to maybe 2 years, kind of rejuvenate himself, see what happens, get Ole Miss maybe back on track. And then this was his way in. Ole Miss was the team that took the chance on him, brought him back in, quote unquote, to the room after being kind of outside for a while in Boca. But then, of course, COVID hits, and that kind of changes things. And then NIL happens here in Mississippi, one of the first ones right after Florida, and he figured that out, and a lot of others hadn't, and he found success, and that snowballed. And then that kept him here for a little while longer because Ole Miss and the Grove Collective kind of got ahead of it. We're ahead of it till everybody else is now seemingly caught up to level, it seems, at least the Blue Bloods and the top program. So that kind of altered things. So then, of course, once Ole Miss became the answer to the trivia question of this is now his longest job he's ever had, which I think in December 2019, nobody would have thought that would be the answer. It felt like he was settled here, family was here, all this and that. But somebody told me sitting post-game after the Kentucky game this past season, sat there, looked at me in the press conference and said, somebody high up said, we need Florida to win this year. So they knew that there was going to be those overtures again, that he was probably looking. So, and this was week 2 of the season. And so that fear and concern was already there of having to fight off teams or convince Kiffin to stay, which is really what it ended up being. They were fighting to keep him to stay, and he didn't want to stay. And they just finally, everybody come threw their hands up and said, let's just call it, leave it. And he quit, he didn't put up the fight anymore to stay, left. And we know what's happened in the last month and a half is, Ole Miss kept going and got as farther than they've ever gotten in program history, modern history for sure, and to the Fiesta Bowl and the semifinals, and really a play away from playing for it all. So, it's hard to get mad at him, frustrated maybe just from our professional standpoint of having to deal with all this. But no, there's no mad, at least for me.
Jake Thompson, On3 Sports, Ole Miss Insider on the Out of Bounds show. Was it the craziest time for you as far as professionally covering Ole Miss?
Yeah, that's probably the strangest, you could say just 48 hours, really, from the Egg Bowl to that Sunday. I guess maybe a little longer than that, 72 hours, that I've had, just the nation centered on Ole Miss, and not even really about what they've been doing on the field all year. It was more about what one man and what Chancellor and 1-1 AD were going to do inside of a house in the middle of the night with everybody watching. It was just fascinating and strange. And I guess,
were you there?
A lot of people, yeah, I'm here.
No. Were you outside the Chancellor's house?
I did not. We didn't know that where they were camped out until after the fact when we saw Dellinger's tweet and a bunch of others. We
Gotcha.
were all kind of sitting there waiting for a press release or something. We were all too busy hitting refresh on the inboxes and our sources and everything. But it was, it was, I guess it feels like it was the only way it was going to end in a Kiffin situation. I guess everybody's kind of said that now. Maybe hindsight's 2020, but I will say it's been the most surreal, or it was the most surreal 6 years because everybody knew of Kiffin, knew of his past reputations, his coaching styles, his history, and then for 6 years you're sitting in a room talking to this man, asking questions every day, every week. So it was kind of the strangest, almost like it wasn't real in terms of my professional career, 6 years, and now I'm snapped out of it. And it feels like we're just kind of covering a normal football program again with a normal football coach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. Jake Thompson, Ole Miss Insider on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. We are the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We're brought to you by Mills Contracting, general contractors for your next commercial project, building, assisted living facilities, you name it, Mills Contracting in Gluckstadt. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. All right, Jake, what about, let's see, is it weird now covering normal compared to Kiffin's crazy and his persona and the fact that he was the most active college football coach on social media?
Yeah, it is. It's, I guess, weird and having to adapt, I guess, backwards, so to speak, or regressing back to normal. Where you have a coach that just hits the shark button or a Trinidad flag, symbol button on Twitter, and that's all he does. And as opposed to a coach who would put up, life-changing advice, scriptures, self-help book covers, and then troll the rest of the afternoon after doing all that in the morning, and just putting up photos, and you have to figure out, well, what airplane hangar is this? What state is this? Is he really actually there? Is that an old photo? Who's he? Or, just trying to figure all that out. It's nice to have to go back to just a football coach and Pete Golding, who really, the man just wants to be on a practice field or in a football stadium on Saturdays and coaching a game or his guys. Over the last month of this, it usually you hire a coach, you have a press conference, you don't see him again until spring practice or whenever. You don't see him for a while. Well, Ole Miss, you fire a coach, you hire a new coach, a week or two later, he's playing in a college football playoff game. Wins that one, Sugar Bowl, wins that Fiesta Bowl. So Pete Golding has been thrusted into the spotlight and having to do things I think he wasn't expected to do right off the bat. And so he's, on the job training as well in terms of the media presence and all that. So I think it's been an adjustment for all of us, but it's nice to just have a coach that when we've asked him questions, we kind of get straight answers, or he'll say, hey, I don't know. And, as we've seen, he'll tell you like it is. He's just a good old guy from Louisiana who played at Delta State and has coached all around the Southeast and other places, and just wants to talk X's and O's. So from that standpoint, it's been very refreshing.
Okay. Jake Thompson on the Out of Bounds show. So Pete Golding and Austin Thomas and Walker Jones and others have been able to keep the train on the tracks with Ole Miss having the number 2 transfer portal class. How excited are you? Do you believe that they have addressed all their need, or I don't know if anybody addresses all of them. Have they addressed most of their needs through the portal, Jake?
Yeah, I think so. You don't have any of those major splash signings, which, that's not a bad thing. They went and covered what they needed to cover. They got some good additions on the defensive line and some good edge players and a few defensive tackles, including Otis from Colorado, who's bounced around, and Jordan Renault from Alabama. And I think they're really high on Jonathan Maldonado out of Nevada, and the Baylor player they got as well, and on top of Blake Purchase, the Oregon edge. So they really liked all the defensive guys they've added. Offensively, I think they were, trying to figure out what they were going to have to need. Obviously, they lost 2 guys to the portal, and Caden Lee and Winston Watkins. Watkins, everybody was kind of the worst kept secret. We knew he was probably heading to LSU to follow Lane. Caden Lee he's in the portal, but he's telling people he's waiting to see what Trinidad's going to do, or what they will let Trinidad do, I guess I should say. If not, it feels like he's following Austin Simmons to Missouri. So offense, there were some questions, but keeping Lacey helped. They've added some running backs there. They've got a decent wide receiving room here, and they've added a couple of good guys. So I think he did a solid job in his first, I guess, official transfer cycle as head coach in filling needs and keeping rooms together. And if you sat there and told people after Lane Kiffin left that you would just lose TJ Daugherty, Prince Will, and Watkins and Devin Harper, and if you only lost those 4, I think everybody would sign off and say Pete and Ole Miss did a great job keeping the room together, keeping the team together, and also bringing in, as you said, it's a top transfer class.
Jake Thompson on 3 Sports, Ole Miss Insider, talking Pete Golding, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss football coming off their best season in the history of the program. And he joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Did you go to the Egg Bowl?
I did.
Were you there when Kiffin confronted Ben Garrett?
I didn't. I was inside seated. I didn't see the initial part, but then I was seated between them and the press conference, so there was no avoiding any of what happened in the actual press conference. I was smack in the middle of all that, but no, I had already gone inside and missed the confrontation out on the field.
Did Ben tell you it happened before they went at it again in the press conference? How did it play out?
No, we all saw it on Twitter instantly. I can't remember the guy's name. The Outkick reporter who posted it. We all were sitting in there, and the video popped up before either of them had made it to the room.
Okay. All right. So you already knew when Kiffin confronted Ben Garrett on the field in Starkville at Davis Wade. You already knew it by the time Ben got to the press conference because you saw it on Twitter?
Yeah, we were all watching the video. It kind of popped up on each other's feed like ducks in a row, and so we were all aware of what had just happened.
All right, did they go at it in the press conference?
Kiffin, I'm trying to go back now and recollect it. I think Kiffin said something to I think Trey Wallace is his name, the Outkick reporter. He asked a question, kind of teeing up the whole situation, asked about it without asking about it, so to speak, and that kind of revved Kiffin up a little bit, and Kiffin made one of his quips, and Ben, knowing him as well as I do, wasn't going to let him not say his defense, I guess, so to speak, and then that is when kind of the TED Talk of the subject of a hoe and what he meant and all that just happened. And I'm just sitting, and I was in the front row of the small little room, and they were both kind of yelling back and forth between me. I was just the guy stuck in the crossfire of it, and then they finally moved on. And
were people trying to calm them down, or did they just let them rip?
Kyle Campbell, SID here, he kind of interjected and said, let's move on. And then that was when Kiffin threw out the I don't even know who you are, or whatever the shot was. And so from there it kind of moved on. I think maybe it was brought up again, but from there it kind of had shifted to just what's Kiffin going to do in the Egg Bowl itself. Okay.
Was Ben laughing, or was it intense?
No, it was intense. There was no, at least in that moment, it was intense. There was no, I'm sure, he didn't really laugh much about it the rest of that day because then, of course, it blew up on Twitter, and everybody, of course, had their opinions on Twitter. So
Right.
it took a day or two for everybody to kind of move on, and I don't even think they really moved on. I believe Kiffin was texting Ben throughout that weekend, and I think was up until maybe a couple of days ago still texting him about what, I don't know. I just know Ben's told me they were texting.
They're still texting, right? Almost 2 months later?
Yeah, I feel like Lane's been the initiator in that. In whatever they're texting, but yeah, they have been up until maybe a few days ago.
Oh my God. I mean, to be a top 5 coach in college football, he still operates like a senior in high school female. It's incredible. I mean, he's brilliant, and yet he's a 9-year-old all in one kind of wrapped it. He's genius. He is. He's brilliant.
I'll say this, and maybe it goes back to if I'm mad or frustrated at the start of this, but I think I wrote on a message board when we were writing out what LSU is going to have to pay on some of these players' buyouts for the rev share that had already signed, and just add on to what the buyout is with Kiffin. And I think Charlie Weiss, they have a buyout they got to pay. It's just it just adds to the absurdity of the whole situation of a head coach, Lane Kiffin specifically, of a college football playoff team where he's been trying to get his whole career a chance to play for a national title.
Right.
Says Ole Miss isn't good enough, can't do it. I've been told by Nick Saban, apparently, as he said a day or two ago, that LSU is the place to be. Then has to sit and watch Ole Miss be a play away from playing for it all, and then a program in Indiana who's never sniffed anything good at football win a national title. But you feel like Ole Miss can do that too, and that's just the most absurd thing of all this.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Trinidad is going to win his injunction in the state of Mississippi. Trinidad Chambliss, your fantastic quarterback, one of the most talented guys at that position in the country. You've got an Ole Miss judge in the thing, so I guess it's just a formality.
It's very John Grisham-esque is what I've been telling people.
Yeah.
It just fits all that right there.
Okay, but when they win that, can the NCAA file it in federal court, or do you know?
No, because there's some, and then Tom Mars has been tweeting out as, layman's terms for all of us who don't understand it, but there's something that keeps the NCAA from being able to move it to federal court. And I think it was something he tweeted maybe the last Friday, the day they filed it, and I'd have to go back and find it. But there's something that says once they can't move it or ask to move it out of state to federal because of something. What that is, I know I'm not being helpful there, but there's something about the NCAA having institutions in each state that makes it to where it can stay a state case. So once they rule in favor and grant the injunction, restraining order, whatever they want to call it, the theory is that will hold through the football season, and then the lawsuit itself wouldn't get settled until late January, February, theoretically after the national title game, and then it wouldn't matter anyway.
Okay. So you expect Trinidad Chambliss to start Labor Day weekend?
I do. I don't think you, especially for Ole Miss, who has been on the opposite end of Tom Mars about a decade ago, I don't think you hire him and expect to lose against the NCAA. So I think they felt good if they've had to go down that route that they would get him on the field in the fall.
All right. So no talk of NFL. This is all about him coming back.
I think he's going to come back. That obviously that became an option, a potential, as well as he played and kept playing in the postseason. But I think given everything and what he may make at Ole Miss as opposed to what he might make and then have to fight to stay on the roster in the NFL this coming fall, I think he'll play here one more year and try to boost that stock. And if he does, all the talking heads are saying that it's him and Arch at the initial way too early, Heisman front runners. So if he comes back, he's going to have Ole Miss in a good spot, and I think himself in a good spot for the 2027 draft.
So Caden Lee comes back if this is announced in the next couple. When is the announcement expected from the Ole Miss judge? And when it does happen and Trinidad gets cleared, do you expect Caden Lee to get out of the portal and join Ole Miss? Go back to Ole Miss.
That's what we've all been told, was that that's what this whole thing was, and he was just protecting himself. If Trinidad's not back and he can go somewhere, it would not shock me in the slightest if he still ends up going to Missouri, because him and Austin Simmons were really good friends, really tight. They kind of did everything together that you saw him around town. And his post he put up, the farewell that he did over the weekend. It just read like a kid that wasn't going to be like, oh, nope, I'm going to come back. Sorry, ignore that. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if Caden still heads up to Columbia and plays with his buddy.
Okay. I just realized that according to one of our listeners, you helped me here, Jake Thompson on 3 Sports, Ole Miss Insider. Is Ole Miss ranked 20th on 3 as far as their portal class?
Yeah, on 3 does it where they count coming in and coming out. They don't just do coming in. So I believe if you just did coming in, they would be up there where you saw them or where you listed them. But because of the coming out and the players that were ranked that left, I think that alters the algorithm, so to speak. And 247, I think, and others just count or grade or rank the coming in. So that's why Ole Miss is so high on 1 and not as high on 3.
Okay, and what's the bigger loss, Princeville or Daugherty?
I think Princeville. I mean, both did not have great games in the Fiesta Bowl, and I know that's just a game, but I think you were counting on Princeville taking that step and being a bigger force on the line than he already was this year. He led you in key defensive stats. So I think that is a loss, but I believe they feel in the building, which obviously you should feel this way if you're going and trying to find guys to replace what you lost, that they like what they brought in to replace them. Now, may it take a couple guys and replace by committee? Maybe, possibly. But you've also still got, Sunter and Perkins and coming back, and you've got Cam Franklin coming back that had a good second year. So, I mean, there's players there, but I do feel like if you had to rank of the ones they lost, Princeville would be at the top. But a major loss, I don't think they're viewing it as a major loss.
Okay. And if for some reason something happens with Trinidad, it's going to be Walker Howard with Deuce Knight learning another year, right?
No, I think it'd be Deuce Knight. If you ask me. Now, I mean, obviously we will know in about 2 months when we're on the practice field if there is no Trinidad out there. But I believe they'll at least let Deuce, fight it out in the spring. I don't think we'll have a head coach in Pete Golding that will kind of string us along on these weird QB battles. I think Pete will tell us, straight up who it is. But no, I think Deuce would be at least initially in March, the guy, and then Walker behind him.
Okay. And then,
but I think Ole Miss is hoping they don't have to sort that out.
Okay. And the 2 wide receivers y'all rated Syracuse, is that right?
They got a guy from Daryl Gill out of Syracuse and Jonte Cook, who I think also maybe spent some time at Texas.
Okay.
The 2 guys, 2 big receivers are out of Syracuse.
My man, you did a good job today. I appreciate you. We'll talk soon, okay?
I appreciate it. Talk to y'all again.
Jake Thompson on 3 Sports, Ole Miss Insider on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. The show today is brought to you by the wood-fired pizzas at Taste Italian Kitchen in the Renaissance.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 9 a.m. and this ain't okay show. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds.
On aboard!
As Mississippi's #1 morning show rolls on the Zone 105.9 and online at thezone1059.com.
All right, good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by the Tito's Espresso Martinis at Taste Italian Kitchen in the Renaissance. You'll need a reservation, tasteitaliankitchen.com. This is 105.9 The Zone, ESPN.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Indiana Hoosier alum, friend to the show. Spent a few years here with the Clarion Ledger, went on to work for the USA Today. Mackenzie Salmon joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Mackenzie, congratulations to your Hoosiers. Have you been partying the last couple of days?
Well, thank you for having me on. Oh my gosh, yes, it's been a blur. I honestly can't believe it. Like, as long as I've been alive, IU football has never been good. So it's just hard to believe, to be honest.
All right, when you were there, did y'all even go to games? And if you did, there weren't many people there, I assume, right?
No, not at all. So the tagline for when I was there, I graduated in 2017, but the tagline was never lost a tailgate, because we always lost games, but we never lost a tailgate. So there were these fields across from the stadium where you would go party and then, tailgate. And then if you were still sober, to be honest, then you'd go to the game. But they would give away free tickets because the team was so horrible, and you'd usually leave at halftime. So it's a complete 180, and it's so exciting. And even listening to you play some of Kurt's I Win, Google Me, hypes me up.
Yeah. That is so cool. Well, look, congratulations. I mean, Indiana was one of the 3 to 4 worst programs in the country. And now you won the national championship. I mean, this is beyond remarkable, right?
Yeah, it is. And I think the other worst one was Ball State University, which is from the same town I'm from. Just not a very good football state. Notre Dame, I guess you could say Notre Dame is decent. And Purdue, but I won't talk about Purdue. But yeah, it's really exciting, and to have a coach come in, say things like, Purdue sucks, and Michigan and Ohio State does too. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. We want to see him back it up, and then he does it, and we go to the Natty and win. It's awesome. It's a blessing, and when schools have good football, you guys know this. When your football program is good, it's good for the whole city. It's good for the university. So it's only up from here, and I'm pretty sure Mark Cuban donated some more money because of how good they are, which is awesome for the media program.
Yeah, no doubt. Mackenzie Salmon, Indiana Hoosier. Now she's a national champion on the Out of Bounds show. And one of our famous guests. She's been in studio with us, hung out, and so on. Also partied with us at the Out of Bounds Cornhole Classic a few years ago. I love that you, in a very nonchalant manner, just threw Notre Dame under the bus. I loved every bit of that.
Of course. I had to. I can only talk like this because we won. Beforehand, I had no merit to say this, but now I can.
How far is it from South Bend, Indiana to Bloomington?
Ooh, it's a decent ways away. So everything in Indiana, you pretty much have to go through Indianapolis, which is the capital. It's like a big circle. I'm from Muncie, so that's east, and it's about 2 hour, like an hour and a half, hour 40 to South Bend. So I could imagine it's probably like 2.5 hours from Bloomington.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Have you made it back since Signetti has been?
No.
Okay.
I'm heartbroken. I had the opportunity to go not long ago to work, talk to the media school, but with the way work was, I couldn't get up there. So now it's on my list to go back because of this, and I feel like I need to go to a game now, sober, and experience it. I was in college, y'all know this, but
Sure.
now, now it's like now I need to really experience it.
I love this. Yeah. All right. So you have to go to an Indiana football game sober because now y'all are good. Do you have do you have a jersey or a pullover that you wear in New York, New Jersey, wherever you bounce around up there?
Yeah, it's funny you mention that because I do have all my IU stuff, and this was pre-Kurt. So I have a scooter up here because it's a lot easier to get around on scooter than to take a car up here because there's so many people. So I'm on my scooter 90% of the time with my big IU. It's like the vintage puffer jacket.
Yeah.
So I'll be scooting around town in the IU jacket, and sometimes I get some beeps at me. But I'm always repping the Hoosiers, even when we sucked.
All right. What did you fall in love with, I mean, in a player way, Fernando Mendoza?
Oh, my gosh. He seems like a sweetie pie. And his family, I love the fact that his dad, how his mom has MS.
Yes.
And whenever they get a touchdown, his dad stays with her. And I just think it's so sweet that he celebrates with her and makes her feel like she's a part of it. Because, I could only imagine having that. And you want to celebrate with your son and your family. And I just think it's so cool that his dad stays with the mom during celebrations. And he seems like a sweet kid, especially when he wins. And he's like, I want to give glory to God and blah, blah, blah. It's hard not to like someone who's so sweet in himself and he's not scared to embarrass himself. And you guys know how goofy I am, so I very much relate to that, just kind of giving your all. So I love the kid. I'm excited to see where he goes, where he gets drafted. We saw Tom Brady there at the game, so you already know what's going to probably happen.
Raiders. Mackenzie Salmon, Indiana Hoosier alum. How many years were you here, Mackenzie, in Jackson?
I was there for almost 2 years.
Okay.
Almost 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. Were you freaking out watching the game on Monday night because it was close?
To be honest, I had a gut feeling we were going to win, and I had a gut feeling because I was like, I'm not there, so I know they're going to win. I'm going to be really mad, but also happy. But I mean, I had trust that they were going to win. Kurt is very much about his business. You can tell he doesn't play around, and I feel like IU has just when you get on a roll like that, it's hard to break it. And I don't know. I had faith. I wasn't too stressed as much as I thought I was going to be.
Okay.
Not too stressed. Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch it by yourself or with a friend or friends? How did that work?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to big games like this, I kind of have to watch it by myself because if I go to a bar or if I go to a friend's house, I love my friends, but they don't stop talking. And it's like I'm locked in on the game. I'm like, do not talk to me. I'm trying to watch some football. So I definitely watched it alone, but it was good. I enjoy it.
We've got a minute here. We'll have to bring you on again here soon. Were you wearing an IU shirt or gear while you were watching the game?
Yes, sir. And I wore it to my spin classes. So I teach spin here. Yeah. So I've been blasting the Hoosiers every class. I'm like, y'all better be rooting for my Hoosiers. If you're here for Miami, get out. And they love it. There's actually one guy that rides there who is going to Indiana right now, weirdly enough. So I'm like, yeah, shout out the Hoosiers. We're representing.
I love it.
Bar.
All right, I got like 20 seconds. Do you like living up there?
There are some good and some bad things. You're around a lot of people, so it's very stressful sometimes, but the food is amazing. There's a lot of diversity up here, a lot of opportunity, but I will say I miss Southern hospitality, and I miss the biscuits and the gravy and the Southern soul food.
Love it.
I miss that a lot in the heat.
Mackenzie Salmon, IU Hoosier alum and Clarion Ledger alum, but also Out of Bounds show alum because she was one of our food judges and hung out with us. Be good. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Bye, y'all. Have a good one.
Back in a second. couple of false starts this morning, but he made it. He just made it in the second segment, late in the second segment. So he didn't totally no-show like Josh Allen and C.J. Stroud, but he was trending in that direction.
Never say never, but never.
We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
I mean, that's a joke to me.
Wow. How you doing there, champ?
I'm good. I didn't realize how many people I offended with the Flash deal.
Well, I like that you got the Flask community up in arms.
There's a community.
Okay. And one, hunting camps means flasks, obviously, according to our text line. Okay.
Yes.
And, something else as far as a reprimand for you, and you're listening Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Jackson Meadows got here at 7:18 this morning. Last time I checked, we start at 7 a.m., but I could be wrong. But anyway, another way, I love the English peas and mayonnaise on video would be epic. I think it'll get thousands of views because we'll do a quick 30-second hit.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. So even if you puke, we've got 2 garbage cans in here. It's all right.
Yeah.
But I also I was thinking about something